QC. Please enter the current time. O- okay. Oh, do I have to? Uh. Yeah, that poison does tend to have that effect on people. It is 6:01 p.m. Hang on, hang on. Okay. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock when you boot up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. So go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. What? What? I'm sorry? Okay, let me look at the set. Oh my god, the settings menu is on the computer in the main menu. Okay. Alright, we bump up that FOV to 90. English, subtitles. No, I don't need a reticle. Oh my god, it is. Wait, it's just endless. Oh my god. Okay, begin the game. The end is never the end? Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, the narrator speaks. Cool.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Press
This is
3 on your
what
keyboard for
employee
61
427
milliseconds?
every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
No, Stanley was happy.
And
I'm
then
happy
one
for
day,
Stanley.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
No, Stanley, don't
Something
change.
he would never quite forget.
Stanley!
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
Not that long.
not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh no, there was no
one had
order
showed
on the
up
monitor
give him
to follow? Oh
instructions,
no.
call a meeting, or even say hi.
No one said hi to
Never in
Stanley?
all his
Bro.
years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as
Okay.
he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, he got out of his chair and am I playing? Am I in a cutscene? Am I playing? Sorry, I was on my phone. Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, where's the meeting room? Why is it when I press X it's like I'm hitting a keyboard? I got a trophy. You can't jump. No, seriously. We disabled it. Get your first trophy! Awarding for getting any other trophy! Why? You can just change the date, can't you? The trophies? No, should I? Okay. Complete the Stanley Parable. Test trophy description. Replace this. Quit the game and then start it again. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. A lot of 8. Okay. Click on door 430 5 times. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes 22 seconds. Okay. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all the available numbers. Why? Why is that a trophy? Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Okay. Right. Sure. Um, Hold on, I'm loading it up again. 7.7% of people have it. I don't know, man. Alright, 3, 4,
Hey,
5.
please. Are you really just doing this for a trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little.
But the trophy said to click the door 5. It's what the trophy said!
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
20
I
times?
would say that's the
Okay.
concept that warrants
Alright,
recognition.
20 times and you give me the trophy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling
Oh
the
my god.
satisfaction of witnessing
How many
true
times is it gonna
records
make
of
this
noble
to make me
cause.
click this door?
Perhaps 50 clicks will
50
do it.
clicks?
Almost certainly
Okay.
50 clicks.
I'm just gonna spam X. He'll start talking again, right?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to
Okay.
see commitment.
A commitment?
A
Okay.
willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Okay.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
20 clicks into door 417. Okay.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Now go click a few times on door 437. Bro. Bro. Okay.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now,
Okay.
door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Door 415. Oh, okay. Am I just gonna go back and forth until I go to every door? Oh my god. Okay, 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Back to door 437. Okay. Sure. God damn it, where's 437? Right here, right?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
What? Click on the copy machine. Okay.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting
Back to
somewhere.
room 417. Okay, okay, I'm going. To room 417.
Okay, now go climb on employee
What?
419's desk.
Go climb on employee 419's desk, huh? How do I? Okay. How? How do I? How the hell do I get on his desk?
Yes!
Okay.
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up.
My
Go give
god.
me a few clicks on door,
Door
416.
416. Okay, door 416. Here I come.
We've almost got it.
Okay,
Now
almost.
the copy machine.
Copy
Do
machine.
that one again.
Okay. I'm going back to the copy machine.
Finish
Okay.
it off, Stanley.
Finish it off. What do you
5
want?
clicks
Clicks
on
on
door
door
430.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes!
Oh
We
my
did
god,
it.
it gave it to me.
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
I'm also very proud of how far we've come today. Okay. Now let's play the actual game. Well, that was the game, I guess. I hate Mondays. Me too, man. Okay, let's go.
When
Okay.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he
Okay.
entered the door on his
I
left.
entered the door on my left. No, I want to go to the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Wow, look at the employee
Yes,
lounge.
truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I see.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right. Okay. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
Where are
fact
we going?
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Wait a minute. Can I jump
There's
off and
someone
actually
you've
die?
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to... But in his ego, he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do. Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's actually just stay on the lift this time. I didn't think it would actually let me jump.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh god,
Perhaps
great.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What's in here? That looks boring. I'm good. I want to go on the lift.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he
Can I open
wasn't
this door?
fired years ago.
No. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
This is a great
I'm
game.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
The story's been about me the whole time.
You've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who am I neglecting?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
No, it's my
I'm
life.
not asking for me,
For her?
I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
What is going on?
She's been waiting.
She's been waiting? Who? I don't... That door doesn't look safe to go in. Okay, whatever. We're going to the pitch black room.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh my god.
You need to be the one to do it. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
What is going on?
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha.
It's a Unity asset.
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
What?
I'm
Excuse
trying
me.
to get you to see something.
You
Come
lied to me?
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Good morning, employee 427. Press X on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Right. Press up.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him.
Why is there a
except that
cuck
he's chosen
chair?
this life.
Please press square. Triangle. Oh, nothing happens. Okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press triangle to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press X to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors.
Oh my
and
god.
that he could go through either.
And I have
At
to go
last,
through the left.
choice.
Oh my
It
god. This
barely
is all about the
even
doors
mattered
again.
what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Oh my god.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Game with a
And
baby.
he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press triangle to tell your wife you love her. Okay.
There is no answer. How could there possibly be?
It's a desk.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Okay.
The longer he spends here, the
What?
more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Square to go to
And
sleep.
I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Do not do it? Okay. Um. Um. I have to do it. I don't want to press it. It told me not to. Oh my god, does it just leave me here?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I
Okay.
tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to
Okay.
him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please
And I
die?
tried.
What? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, fine, I'll go through the left door.
Simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I went to the right already. No, I never went to the left. My first time going to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Rip Fran's meeting room. Marketing Monday. Termination Tuesday. We're broke Wednesday. What to do about employee 432? Don't tell employee 432 about this meeting. That, tomorrow, wait. Targets, push for funding of new coffee machine. Standardized graphs, not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet? What? Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Okay. Wait, what is this? What? Monetize free to play? Mitosis? My dreams for the future? Mitosis? Pollution? Okay. It's the broom closet, huh? Let me go in the broom closet. Where's Chris?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
There's
so he
nothing
turned
here.
around and got back on track.
There's no... I don't want it. There's something in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Okay.
No reason to still be here.
I don't know. It's kind of comfortable in here. Nice and cozy.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
He's gonna get
Wasn't even
mad?
doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As
Where's
it is,
Chris?
He's literally just
Doing sweet FA?
doing sweet FA.
Right.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Why not?
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
I see.
I never would have thought to mention it.
I'm gonna stay in the broom closet. I like it here.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Okay.
Stanley was fat and ugly and
Hey,
he was
hey!
stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's
Excuse
how
me?
stupid he is. That or with drug money.
Drug
Also,
money?
Stanley is addicted to drugs.
I'm
and
addicted to
hookers.
drugs and hookers. What? I don't want to. Now I'm staying. That's rude. I
Well,
want to
I've
sit
come
here
to a
cry.
very definite conclusion about
What?
what's going on right now.
I'm dead?
You're dead.
I'm dead?
Got to this broom closet, explored it a bit,
And we're just about to leave?
because there's
Okay.
nothing here, when a physical
Physical
malady
malady shut
shut
down my
your
central nervous system?
and you collapsed in front of your screen.
What?
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert
Oh.
someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is
Oh, it's saying that the player...
begins to
Oh.
decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this
Oh my
computer is
God!
dead. They have
Imagine playing this without
already taken a number
headphones.
of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
Oh my
It's
god.
indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the
And
area
instruct another human to
instruct
take
another
their
human to
place?
take their place, making sure they understand
Basic
first
first-person video game mechanics.
and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost
Yes.
on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Just step out into the hallway. No, I want to explore the broom closet just like the person before me. Is that the end? Oh, there's nothing else if I stay here longer? Let me look at the shelf. What do you mean? Yep.
Ah, second player. Good to have you on board.
Second player.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
I want to go in the broom closet.
You too. Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby.
There's a monkey nearby. Jesus.
Fish, fungus. Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh my god. I'm so glad they thought of what if they go back in the broom closet. Okay, let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs, I'm going downstairs. Why is the room red? What?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet
Oh my
when he
god.
looked down? Why
Okay.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
1, 2,
And at last,
B4.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yes.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
I
Was
see.
Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
Yes.
He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
It is a dream.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I am okay. Oh God.
Stanley began to scream. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What? No. Oh, everything went black. Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up any day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to
Oh
her
my
office.
God! Wait.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted
Excuse
by
me?
the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then
I'm
collapsed
dead.
dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange
Oh
man.
my God.
He was obviously crazy. This much she
Yeah.
knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Ah.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Okay.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what
Sure.
is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Ah, made her
Then
feel
she remembered
better.
the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Longer? Oh. And the game's just gonna start again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No. Oh. Why can I crouch?
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, let's go back.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
We're
walked
supposed
straight
to?
ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a elevator that goes down.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
I don't have a choice right now.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right.
Oh.
My mistake.
Oh my god, don't do this.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
Oh my god, he doesn't know how to get me back. Oh god.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This
Okay.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I don't... Am I forced? Is there a car? It's on.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll
No.
just restart the game from
No.
the beginning.
No.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so
No.
far off track, hmm?
No!
Okay, from the top.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
what was I supposed to do? Well, there was something down there. Is that down there that I do that? Alright, let me just follow his instructions.
When Stanley...
What?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. Let's find the story. I'm gonna find the story. Oh. Okay, I see.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we
No.
need to restart the game again?
No, we don't.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
No.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
No.
Why not?
God, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's not restarted
Stanley
again.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something.
Huh?
The story. Here it comes.
No. Oh my god, it's just a...
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this...
What?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Where
Is
am
this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
I
You
win!
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no.
Oh,
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you
that's
didn't put in
fair.
any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, don't restart the game again. And the Stanley Parable Adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
No, I don't want to follow the line anymore.
No, no, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
The line is trademarked. I don't want to follow the line. I'm good. Okay, I guess I have to follow the line right now. Okay. Please tell me this leads me back to the broom closet.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I agree, we need some... Da 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 da. Is that a Payday 2 mask? Yes. What? I'm sorry. It's back to normal now, though. What?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Go back and look at the fern. No, I don't want to look at a plant.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh.
Again, Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! No, the line! Oh, the line's back, okay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people,
Yeah.
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Oh my
Go
god.
wild. Use your imagination.
Turn around.
Whatever it might be,
No.
Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
You're the line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just
Okay.
walk in circles for a minute.
What?
Okay.
Just...
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What if I just keep walking in circles? Sorry, these red lines are really addicting. I want to walk in circles. Exactly. The confusion ending?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What the f-
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Alright, let's
he
just
entered
follow
the
his
door on
instruction.
left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why does he have such a fancy executive? Oh, I can go in the bathroom? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Extreme bathrooms and then Time magazine, huh? Yes. The hell? What? Business strategy? Gonna panda down? What? Uh-huh. I could've. Oh, okay. I just don't have a choice. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
Yeah.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Oh?
What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra
Wait a minute.
secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into
Okay.
the newly opened passageway.
Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Uh, What do you mean choose wisely? Get me out of here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, I'd meet my violent death, huh? Well, that makes me want to walk down the wall even
The door
more.
behind him was not shut.
Oh, that's cool.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on
I
track.
don't care.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to
Yep.
walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, it's actually... What? I'm alive.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to
Oh.
his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
What? I paused it. What'd you say?
Perhaps his
Okay.
death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The two doors. The set of two doors at the was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once was created, so the game emerged as an extension of it. Okay. Uh, no. There's gotta be an ending somewhere.
Nothing there? Shoot. Well, try the other one then.
Uh. Freedom ending. Hmm.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another.
Turn the
How
game
they
off?
both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation.
Turn off my
There's no way
PlayStation?
to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Okay. Oh.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yep. I had to listen to some soothing music first.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
What the hell is
the
going
immense
on?
possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I was happy. Beat the game. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What did
What?
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content? Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh,
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
a button.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Oh, I actually just can't jump to more. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box.
Yeah.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Mm. Thank you for enjoying the
That's
new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't
This
get me
is
started
great.
on the level of craftsmanship
I love
that's gone
this.
into it. In fact, I'm looking
I'm looking
right now
at the game's trophies.
and it's hard to believe one of them actually says
Test trophy, please ignore.
What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter.
Find these
and
people on
hold them
Twitter.
personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
I don't want to reset the
And we'll
game. I like
try to
this
get
new
back to what
content.
the
I
Stanley
like the new
Parable is
content.
really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What? Wait, it's different. Hold on.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
In
I
the...
want to show you something.
Okay. In the vent we go. I'm Pigoric.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Yeah.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Right.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of
The
my
Memory
life
Zone?
whenever
Okay.
I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ah,
You see,
2013.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable. Oh, don't play for 5 years. I remember hearing about that trophy. Well, achievement. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Okay. Oh. What the hell?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games.
Destructoid.com!
10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form
Of course
art,
it is.
Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
It was Skyrim, it was Persona
It
3!
was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even
Not sure how to
Stanley
feel about
Parable
that.
anymore. It's just a husk now. A
It's
lifeless
Yakuza.
husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yeah. Oh god. Memory zone maintenance? Oh, I can't get in there? Okay. Uh,
Here's another moving passage.
oh my
This
god, from
time
GameSpot.
GameSpot.com.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the
Yes.
nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Right. Okay. Carpet textures?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give
Oh.
to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh god no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh. Oh my god, it's Steam reviews.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
God.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Hmm.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather
Yeah.
terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
What
That's
the
my
hell?
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh my god.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh,
Yeah.
you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof,
Poof.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was...
Amazing.
Well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push
It's
the
been
button.
12
It's been
hours!
12 hours! You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
He's old!
Back. Oh,
He's
my
old!
goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again.
Nice.
Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about
I don't care. Oh my god, is he gone? That's amazing. What? It's beeping. What the hell's beeping? Skip!
But they didn't understand the
Oh, he's
game was
back.
never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed it.
Shut up. It's quiet again. This button is powerful.
The end is never the end, is never the end,
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Skip! Oh no, it's leaking. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh? Oh? Okay. Oh, lovely. Ah, hell yeah. Oh, it's all gone again. Okay, no more plants. Yes. I don't know what the hell. Can I hit it again? Will the game let me? No, I think this is it. Oh my god, it's just a desert. I love that Prince of Persia game. Yeah, it was alright. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, we just restart the... Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's go to the new content? Okay.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, show me.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
What is this image called? Off-painting D.TGA.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable
They're
2,
back,
now
dude.
that's an artistic statement right there.
New content is
It's
out. New
future-oriented.
content
It
part 2 is
screams
in.
progress and innovation
Boring
and
sections of the
long-term
chart. Cool red
franchising
section.
potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much
New
more of a fuzzy
features.
magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay, what are the new features?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The reassurance bucket? Can you actually buy these shirts? Is that what that QR code is? No. 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 It doesn't show anything about merch. Okay, the reassurance bucket. Please no screenshots. Infinite hole? Okay. Collectibles. Wait. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Oh?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of
Row
course,
to the perfect
first
button.
and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Oh
Isn't
boy.
that wonderful?
Yes, let me try it.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the
Right
name
now the
Jim.
button only
But
says
of course, in
Jim.
the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as
Okay, I'm
Jim
role-playing
to
as
really
Jim?
simulate
Okay.
the full experience of this feature.
I'm ready.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
My name is Jim.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself
Yep.
living as Jim,
Okay. Yep.
sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble
What?
into
Wait,
dust.
what?
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I
If
am
so,
Jim.
then please step forward and press the button. Jim.
Whoa.
Yes,
Said
you
my name.
See? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. Ooh, It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim.
Of course, there's something when you press it
I'm
third
putting
time.
the gym button away.
No!
Otherwise,
No!
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Oh, the gym buttons. Give me orange. Me give you. Give me give you. Give me orange. Give me you.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
All right, let's go see what the jump circle and the infinite hole collectibles. Free new and easy trophy. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. Okay. Pull the lever. Receive your new trophy. What?
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy
It's
will
locked.
be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Okay. Ah.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles. What the hell?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward.
No reward for
collecting all of them.
collecting all of them, huh?
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you
What
move
the
the hell
hell?
on with your unremarkable life.
Oh my god. 1 out of 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game
Hmm.
and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright, I want to go look at the bucket before the infinite hole.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who
There's no
played it.
bucket.
Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions
Give me
of
the bucket.
Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
What?
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I can grab the bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable too.
Oh, I can just keep the bucket. Okay.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Amazing.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
The jump circle, it's back.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Oh, okay. Let's go see the infinite hole then, I guess. Thought I'd get to jump again.
Stanley,
Oh my god, it's
here's an
literally a
idea that
hole.
I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Really? I can fall
Infinite
forever?
time. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Let's try it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I don't want to.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use
No.
the teleport
I
button
refuse.
to go back to the top.
I refuse.
Do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
No. I'm gonna fall down the hole.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Me.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little
Exactly.
heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't
No,
mean.
only you said
Why
something you
don't
didn't
we
mean.
just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Okay, we'll call it
If that
mostly
works for
infinite.
you,
Okay.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I don't want to return. I want to stay in the hole. Hmm. Yeah. Why, does nothing happen? Oh, okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay. Again,
Oh, for heaven. You see?
of course he
I
says
was
something.
right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem
Wait.
even shorter to you this time? I couldn't
Yeah,
help
it
but
did.
feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the
Oh my
hole,
god, wait a
you can
minute.
hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Again.
I really do have so... Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is.
What?
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Okay.
How is this still possible? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye,
But,
Stanley.
oh, okay,
You
bye.
couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever
I
have
like it
asked
here.
for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
That's fine with me.
Take care, Stanley.
Goodbye,
I hope
narrator.
you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
It's okay, I've got my bucket with me. Hello? Okay. Oh, the hole's getting deeper. Change my perspective? Can I do it again? Oh my god. Hello. This is... Change my perception? Okay. change myself. Oh. Oh no. I want to be just a pair of legs. I want to be upside down Stanley. Um.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn
Wait.
fascinating that I want you to be...
Oh my
really
god, it's the
focused.
lyrics to just the two of us.
You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time
What
and
the
wake you
hell?
up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Oh. Okay, I'm back.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
But I've looked at everything, no? Jump circle. Oh, this map. Free trophy, the button that says the name, merch, settings, world champion. What? What else is here? Settings, world champion, the Stanley Parable, reassurance bucket, office decorations, epilogue, collectibles, infinite hull. Okay. Where is the settings? Oh. No? Am I stupid?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh. Okay, there's just no epilogue. Okay. Okay. Let's go look at the hole again. Oh, locked the hole up. Okay. Did they fix the trophy? There is nothing in the back of it.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Hello.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
What? Oh. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big
The
building
balloon's clipping
where
into the
he was
roof.
employee number 427.
Oh no, it's not. It's like bent over.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yeah?
And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh my god.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company
Yes.
had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hold on. What? No, I'm texting someone.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Shh.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yeah. The bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was
The
where
broom
he'd find
closet.
answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
A collectible!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Oh yes, thank God I have the
Soothing him,
bucket.
comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Where do you think I'm going? Ugh.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it
It's
that
gonna be okay,
everything would be
bucket.
fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
Bucket.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
What?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
All of his co-workers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Wait.
Cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Are you serious?
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Okay.
Yes, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What
I
about mini Stanleys?
didn't know you could go down here.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
So is there really no reward for collecting all of them? Does it unlock the trophy machine? What the... What? Okay. New ending?
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number...
Evidence?
I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
It's
the
about the
less
bucket!
sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel
Oh my god, it's about the
every
bucket!
time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down.
You're missing out, man.
It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Monetize it?
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
Gamborata. Gamborata.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so that the confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the
Yeah.
meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because
Wait a
buckets can't
minute.
talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger. Danger everywhere. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Well, I don't.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
No.
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
No, the bucket. I want the
suppose
bucket.
That would explain a lot about your behavior
No.
up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
Okay, what are we
This
gonna do?
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire
I
rest
don't
of the
know.
game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh my god, am I gonna get a whole thing on what's a bucket? Oh my god.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed
Oh my
recreation of a
god.
bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, that's a
Item
bucket.
3.
That's
Is
a
this
bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4.
Yes, that's a bucket. Yep.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
With a bucket, exactly.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
What?
This is a bucket.
Okay. Okay.
Item 6.
No, that's not a
Is this
bucket.
a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening
That's
to
fine.
tear
I'd
our
rather have the bucket than
relationship
you.
apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all
No.
the buckets from the game.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. Not the bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Because everything's a
Where did it
bucket.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Yes, you
And
are.
you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So does that mean if I go in there without a bucket, I can go through the other door?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I need to know now.
Stanley
Is that
was so
different?
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh. Hello.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I know we said go through the red doors. I'm going with the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you
Oh.
misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Oh my god.
Stanley walked
Nope.
through the...
Blue door.
All right, fine, go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically?
Oh my god, wait, it's
for you?
actually dev texture.
Do not
What?
think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity
Okay.
to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No, let's play test a new
Perfect.
game.
Let me boot it up. In this game,
What?
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about
What?
4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep
Do I
notes on
actually
your
have to save it for
experience.
4 hours? You know what? Burn, baby, burn.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely
Both.
to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game is so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This is Firewatch.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Did the Minecraft door opening sound?
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What? No, I like Firewatch.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably
Yes.
something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh my god, it's Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around
Yeah.
in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oh, the whole...
Okay, so what exactly do we do
No,
here?
I can't.
Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Run the bases and do a
I think
touchdown?
surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
What the fuck? Oh, this is great. Nope, not at all.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Mm. Alright, that's enough Stanley Parables for today. Yeah.